What is the difference between a planet and a dwarf planet? Both are pretty much the same. Both orbit around the Sun and has enough gravity to pull its mass into a hydrostatic equilibrium. The difference? Dwarf planets haven't cleared the neighborhood around its orbit. Clearing the neighborhood means that the planet has either vacuumed up or ejected large objects in its vicinity in space. As planets form, they become the dominant gravitational body in their orbit. They interact with other smaller objects and either consume them or sling them away with their gravity. The term dwarf planet was used by astronomers to reclassify the objects beyond the orbit of Neptune that are similar to Pluto. Pluto was reclassified as a dwarf planet in 2006, losing its status as the 9th planet in our solar system. Since then, 4 other dwarf planets in our solar system have been discovered: Ceres, Eris, Makemake, and Haumea. Ceres is only 950 kilometers in diameter, roughly the size of France, and is smaller than Pluto. Despite being the smallest and least massive of the dwarf planets, Ceres accounts for 1/3 of the mass in the asteroid belt. Unlike other members of the asteroid belt, Ceres is round because it's large enough for gravity to mold its shape into a sphere. It takes 4.6 Earth years for Ceres to complete an orbit around the Sun and 9 hours and 4 minutes for a full rotation on its axis. If you weigh 150 pounds on Earth, you would only weigh 4 pounds on Ceres. The unmanned spacecraft Dawn arrived at Ceres in March 2015. Since then, it has taken many pictures, giving us a more detailed image of the dwarf planet. Organic materials cover the dwarf planet and appear red on the most recent pictures taken by the Dawn spacecraft. The bright dome and Occator crater and many other bright spots on the planet are possibly made up of ice and carbonate salts, reflecting sunlight. Like Mars, it also has a mountain called Ahuna Mons, estimated to be 6.5 kilometers high and 15 kilometers in diameter. It too has bright lines running down the side of it, similar to the bright spots that are scattered across the dwarf planet. Eris was once considered the 10th planet in our solar system, but failed to meet the criteria set out by the IAU, or the International Astronomical Union, in 2006, like Pluto. If Eris wasn't discovered, Pluto might still be a planet. Its orbit is very erratic, crossing Pluto and nearly intersecting with the orbit of Neptune. It's more than 3 times larger than Pluto's orbit, taking 558 years to orbit the Sun. At its farthest point from the Sun, it is 98 AU, and at its closest, it is 38 AU. This makes Eris and its moon the most distant known objects in the solar system, apart from long-period comets and space probes. The surface on Eris is covered in white ice and is more reflective than any other dwarf planet that it's almost like a mirror. It's likely made up of nitrogen and methane, with temperatures varying from -217 Celsius to -359 Celsius. Makemake is the second farthest dwarf planet from the Sun and is the 3rd largest dwarf planet in the solar system. It was discovered on March 31st, 2005, but the discovery wasn't announced to the public until July 29th, 2005. It has a moon called S/2015-136472, or Mark II, estimated to be 160 kilometers in diameter. Its orbit lies far enough from Neptune that it's not significantly affected by Neptune's gravity. Makemake has a slightly eccentric orbit, which ranges from 39 AU when it's closest to the Sun and 53 AU at its farthest. It takes 309 Earth years to orbit around the Sun, and a single year lasts as long as 112,897 days. Its surface is believed to be composed largely of frozen methane, ethane, and nitrogen. Haumea is a football-shaped object that rotates on its axis every 4 hours. This rapid spin keeps it from having a round shape. Its speed compresses it so much that rather than taking a spherical or soccer ball shape, it is flattened and elongated, much like a slightly deflated football. It's one of the fastest rotating large objects in the solar system. It's 2,300 kilometers across its longest axis and 996 kilometers wide. It takes 285 Earth years to orbit around the Sun. During its perihelion, it's 35 AU from the Sun and 52 AU at its aphelion. Haumea has a dark red spot and was discovered in 2009. Its surface may contain materials and organic compounds that stand out on its bright surface. This brightness is a result of the dwarf planet's composition. On its inside, it's rocky, but on the outside, it's covered by a thin film of crystalline water ice. The same kind of ice that's in your freezer. This makes Haumea one of the brightest dwarf planets in the solar system. It is the only object in the Kuiper belt other than Pluto known to host more than one moon. Heaka and Namaka. Heaka is larger and brighter than the two, and orbits Haumea every 49 days. It also has crystalline water ice on its surface, similar to its parent planet. Namaka takes 18 days to travel around Haumea. Both moons are thought to be composed of almost pure water ice, which may have originally came from Haumea itself. Astronomers believe that a massive impact billions of years ago set off Haumea's spin and created its moons. There are 5 dwarf planets in the solar system: Pluto, Ceres, Eris, Makemake, and Haumea. Ceres is located in the asteroid belt, and the other dwarf planets are found in the solar system. Out of the 5 dwarf planets, only 2 have been visited by space probes. NASA's Dawn spacecraft visited Ceres in March 2015, and the New Horizons spacecraft reached Pluto in July 2015. Astronomers estimate that there could be as many as 200 dwarf planets in the solar system. Thanks for watching, and keep looking up.